everyone. So this is our latest episode of Ada Angels, and I have a new guest with me today. Can you guys introduce yourselves?
Yeah, hi. This is Alfred from TOPO, and this is
Eugenia, Miss Topo.
Miss Topo, I
my
love it.
partner in crime.
Awesome. So where are you guys?
And we
Where are
run
you guys
the
located? Where are you guys located?
Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Argentina.
Beautiful
Okay.
Buenos Aires.
So you guys are in
Yeah.
sleeveless. It must be warm. Is it warm there?
Super warm.
Super warm.
Yeah, it's summer around here, and we have temperatures of about 30, 35 Celsius. That's a
Wow.
regular day in summer down here. It's pretty hot.
Okay. Right now it's
Wet.
And wet. Yeah.
I think right now it's 8 degrees outside for me. And we have snow. So
Ouch. And you're in Korea, right?
Korea, yeah. So
Nice.
we actually had a really large snowstorm a couple of days ago, or last week I think. But like I posted a picture of it on Twitter, and like one of those moving ladders that come into the apartment, and it was snowing that day too. So I thought people would get a kick out of that because I mean moving in Korea is much different than it is in other places because we live in high-rise apartments. So for example,
Right.
like I live on the 20th floor of my apartment. And so to get your furniture into the apartment, you use the elevator or the window. Like they just like bring things into the window. So
That's a mission.
yeah.
Yeah, no, we used to live in a 14th floor, and we had the issue, getting stuff up and down was, was a nightmare. Now we're on a 6th, so it's kind of, a little bit better, but still.
Yeah. We used to live on a lower floor and we liked it because we could get our exercise just walking the stairs. But we don't want to walk 20 floors. There's too many.
Well, well,
Yeah.
she's more into it than I am.
Yeah, we like to get our steps and our cardio and our weightlifting. Like we do all those things. And so but yeah,
Well,
I want to
I
know.
played horsey with my kids.
Oh, yes.
They make me sweat.
Yes, for sure. For sure. So, but yeah, I want to know definitely more about you guys and about your kind of like your life story and your journey into crypto and Cardano. So, like tell me more about that. Like tell me about what did you guys study and how did it bring you into the crypto space?
Okay, I'm gonna start. Well, I'm actually Peruvian. I was born in Peru to a German father and a Peruvian mother. When I was about 19, 20 years old, I moved to the States for a while. I spent 6 years in Florida mostly, and then went back to Peru for a couple months. It was kind of a how do you say it? A year where you just don't work, don't study, don't do anything but travel and año sabático. That's what we call it in Spanish.
Okay, sabbatical.
And after
Okay.
that, I came to Argentina.
Okay.
The company I used to work with, it's a PR company, a public relations company, and I was doing IT work for them for most of my time in the United States. And they came to me and they were like, "Hey, have you ever been to Argentina?" I was like, "No." "Well, would you like to come? We have a position for you. If you want it, you can come and see what's up." So I came.
Here we are.
Yeah, I spent three months, browsing Argentina. I really liked it. Then we extended the stay to 6 months, and then to a year. After the first year, I met her, and we've been together for the past
Mostly 9.
almost 9 years.
Wow. Congratulations.
So yeah, I'm pretty much here, in the long run. My background is from IT. Like I mentioned, I studied systems engineering. Most of my work is, voice over IP, networking, a little bit of everything, but mostly networking and security. So yeah, but running a pool is actually somewhat of a hobby for me. I really liked it, and she was like, she knows me. When I like something, and I might spend 2-3 days, sleepless,
Mhm.
working on it. So she was very supportive. It was like, well, if you think this is what you want, go for it. And
That's
yeah,
it.
I'm very grateful to have someone so supportive.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. So, Miss Topo, like, do you also do IT and things like that to help run the
No.
pool?
I'm learning. I've been learning, but no, I never studied that before.
Mhm.
I'm coming from the beach at south of Buenos Aires, in a little city, and I've been working in gastronomy. How you say?
Gastronomy, yeah.
Gastronomy, yes.
Okay.
She used to work
For
in
like 20 years, so
restaurants, bars, all
Okay.
the
running.
hospitality business.
Mm-hmm.
So then I met him,
Mhm.
and then made a family. And
Yes.
here we are.
Yes.
Fell in love, got a couple plants, then a couple cats, and then a couple kids. So
That's
I
how
mean,
I say.
it's a good
It should
progression.
have.
Yeah. You know,
yeah,
you
we're still
start
missing
small.
the dogs. We're still missing the two dogs to close the circle. You know what I'm
Yeah. Okay.
saying?
I mean, I have two
We'll get
kids,
there.
and just I have the only one dog, and it's too many. It's like I need to like just
yeah.
everybody just go. No, they're good. They're good kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, today is actually my husband and my anniversary. This year is 12 years for us.
Nice.
Ah,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
12
Thank
years.
you.
That's a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah, it's a
There.
while. That's funny. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer though for us because like we can't go outside because of coronavirus. So we're under
Yeah.
pretty strict regulations by the government to not go to restaurants or anything like that. So I'll be cooking a big dinner for us later, but because we're not going outside. Um,
Well, yeah.
yeah.
We're actually 12 hours after you, right?
Mm.
It's around 10 p.m. there. I mean 10
AM.
a.m. there.
Mhm,
It's
mhm.
almost
10 p.m. Yeah.
10:30
Yeah.
p.m.
Yeah.
here. So it's
Yeah. Yeah.
crazy how we're across the world, literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like it's also so fun to like meet people and do just like this. Like I have a little I think I sent it to you the little slide chart of like all the time zones and so I can like match up everyone's time zones. But it's like an ideal time for me is like you're sleeping and like all of that. So we're like we have to find like the perfect intersection, you know. So
yeah. Yeah, no.
so
Last night when we spoke on Telegram, it was 4 a.m. here, and I
yeah.
was just finishing up some stuff with the pool. She went to bed around, I don't know, 10, 11. I was
Like a
like, oh
normal
yeah,
person.
I'm just gonna use, a little time and get on the pool, and
Yeah.
time flies by, and
Yeah.
then it's
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, oh God, I
Yeah.
need to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
So yeah, she lets me sleep.
Yeah, I went up
That's
at
nice.
6 with the children and
Mhm.
I didn't sleep. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
The
well,
mechanism to work have to be like this, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
can't
support.
complain. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
No, you guys got a good balanced partnership. That's really nice.
Yeah,
So
It's a
yeah,
simple thing. I'm learning a lot too because I really like about this,
mhm.
cryptocurrencies or the
Yeah.
blockchains, the way they work now, the
Mhm.
technology. So I've been reading a lot. I really love the project
Yeah.
he is into, so I try to help him the most I can. But the brain is here, not
and
here.
and the funny thing is that I'm very how do you say it very logical, very square. She calls me sometimes.
Mm.
I'm like numbers, machines, robots. I cry with robot movies, deaths and stuff.
Yeah.
Star Wars. I'm a huge fan. Super
Obviously.
geek.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah. I love it. Mhm.
And she's super like empathic, you know what I'm saying? She's like,
Mhm.
oh, people need to be nice to each other and the world has to be,
Better.
Mhm.
So we're kind of the two faces of a coin, you know what I'm saying? But
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't know, we matched.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Yeah.
So far.
So far, so good.
Mhm. So with that, like, so you guys have two probably different opinions, but also similar on like what you want to see this technology do, like where you want to see it go as far as like adoption. So what do you guys think? Like, what do you want to see for Cardano in the future and how its use cases and things like that?
Right. I mean, I believe in the project beyond the, you know, the economic side of it. You know, I mean, it's gonna grow definitely, yeah. But the thing that really got me about Cardano is the you know, governance and the identity management of things. You know, having a central, a decentralized network that no single entity can, you know, change or manage to their own will. That kind of, you know, would make a great difference in places like Argentina. You know, I don't want to get too political, but stuff, you know, stuff down here right now, it's pretty crazy. We got like, you know, 70% taxes and crazy stuff like that, and yeah, and on top of that, we don't get good services. You know, if you pay a lot of taxes, but you have education, health, you know, you name it.
You have to pay for all of that private because it's not working.
Yeah, and you know, politicians and their politics. I really I really pretty much hate, yeah, that kind of stuff. So I can see the value that something like Cardano, a project like Cardano, could bring to places like here, to places like Africa. You know what I'm saying? Places where corruption, where governments, where policies are so bad, so corrupt, you know, that people cannot flourish. And I would love to see something like that happen, you know, in Argentina, where we take power away from, you know, I don't want to say the government because I'm not anti-government, but you know, take power away from this corruption and give it back to the people. You know what I'm saying? And what about you?
Yeah, that is the way to see it. You can have something, it's yours in a way, you know? You can build something, work on it, and make it grow with nobody touching it and saying what to do or what not to do. It's like your project, you know? And that's, for me, the decentralization is the key here. Nobody have everything, you know? It's like, it depends on all the ecosystem to like a world, you know, like a planet. You need to everything to make something. So for me, it's like this.
Yeah. And you know, about identity, the Prism project, I got really excited about that. I would love to see it, you know, come to fruition soon. That's one of the things that got most of my attention, to be honest.
No, I
But there are
completely
plenty of
agree.
stuff to learn.
No, the
But
Prism
there's plenty of stuff to
project
learn, you know.
was the same to me. It was Prism. Like when I was reading about that, that was kind of like my on ramp into Cardano. It was just like, ooh, that's nice, you know. And then I start like
Yeah,
reading that, and it's just like really, really awesome project. You know, like it's not just like one thing; it can be used for so many things. And it was kind of personal to me
exactly.
too because it would have helped my family in a few different cases where like one case is when I was much younger. My father had identity theft. So he had to recover from that for many years. His credit was, you know, not destroyed. We were able to recover it, but I mean, you know, it's really inconvenient when your credit goes down or
Yeah,
they basically declared him dead in the system. So he had to recover from that. Like
right.
he was getting calls from the places about like, where do you want your retirement to go? Like this, that, and the other, like because they thought he was dead. You know, so whoever did that was trying to collect on his life insurance and whatever. And so
Right.
because we don't have control over it, people can do this to us, you know. So that was one of the things that I was really interested in. And like the other thing, you know, Charles Hoskinson talks about it sometimes when in his AMAs, but it's just like if you were traveling abroad in another country, but you don't have your identity with you, if you had this, you know, then it would cross borders and you'd be able to identify yourself
Exactly.
securely, you know. So that's really, really nice, especially for like people like us who are international, I used to travel a lot. I don't travel now, but I used to. But it would have been nice to, to have something like that. So
Yeah, definitely. And the ability to don't have to carry papers around, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Everything lives on the blockchain. You forget
Mhm.
about it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many cool things about it. You know, you can spend the whole night talking about
Yes.
it.
Yes.
The most
And
important
like,
is people make it grow, you know, the ideas of people, you know, catalyst project. There
mhm.
is a lot of
Catalyst.
thinking.
Love
And you
Catalyst.
think, oh, I have a boat, I can choose inside, you know, and it's growing because the people is thinking in it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not one brain, one, from one place, all the
community.
ideas, and nobody says, oh, let's go and do it. No, this is the great things of this. I think.
Yes.
You
Yes.
can put your little sand there and made it grow, you know.
Mhm.
Everybody can put something in it. So
Yeah.
good.
And the ability to be basically uncensorable. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Not having to depend on a single entity to shut down your servers or your services. Again, not getting too political, but see what happened with Parler and all these platforms a couple of weeks ago. It was
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah.
I don't support Trump, but
Mhm.
the whole thing, how it unraveled, was pretty crazy too. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it was a
We're not
big
talking.
it, yeah, it was a big mess, and there's just too many extremists, so,
Yeah,
and that just makes an explosion. So um and when the either side don't really want to listen to the other side, they just want to fight, that's not a good thing either. So
Money is
mhm,
yeah. There's just the will to fight, not to
mhm.
find common ground. You
Right,
know what I'm saying?
right,
It's just, hey, I can scream louder and be, hurt more than you.
right,
I don't know.
right. So
I try to keep myself, on the sides and not get into that because it's
other side you have in Argentina, plus the policies and the corruption. It's the
mhm,
people here and the city here, the country. You know, it's so warm and nice. You can make a community. You can do that because people here believe in community. You know,
mhm,
it's really warm and cool. And
mhm,
so he have the pool topo, and he have the chat. You know, the Argentinian people there from everywhere. You know, but you can see how they get into the project. They tweet, they help. You know, they are
they get
interested,
they get
and that's
involved.
the kind of people that is here. And that's why it's important to explode it here because
mhm,
people like to listen. And when you hear like the word community, you know, it's not the same like the society, you know, a part of it, a part of it. The community is good for everyone,
mhm.
and that is the good things of it.
Yeah. Argentinians are passionate.
Yeah.
If you ever go to a concert in Argentina or a football game, a soccer game, you'll know what I'm talking about. They're passionate.
I
They
mean,
get into stuff, and there's no way.
I've seen Argentina in the World Cup. I know what you're talking about.
Well,
So,
pretty crazy.
yeah.
Well, actually, football is not. I don't like very much football because it's too competitive. You know,
Hmm.
too many things in the middle of football. But in so many other things, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people say Argentina, oh, football. No, it's so many things. It's
Tango,
not just
tango.
football.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I understand. Like I understand that it's a very passionate culture. Yeah. That's good. So in Argentina, the cryptocurrency and Cardano, is it being more popular? Is it growing?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely growing.
Mhm,
There's a very solid community, very open community.
mhm,
Mostly around Telegram and Twitter and Reddit. Uh, but yeah, it's getting stronger by the day. I would say that the biggest crypto down here is still Bitcoin. I mean,
mhm.
I think it's pretty much the same everywhere around the
Everywhere.
world.
Hmm.
But more and more people are hearing about these projects that bring great value and are not that, I don't want to say overpriced, but expensive as getting into Bitcoin right now.
Hmm. Hmm.
So they see opportunity and they are starting to learn and investigate and do their own research. And
Hmm.
we try to be a channel for that. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? Not only through Topo, but like with some other operators, I think when we spoke about this in the past, we run Cardano Hispano, which is a YouTube channel. It doesn't have that many subscribers or views, but the thing is, we don't do marketing for it. You know, we are not utilizing it as a way of marketing our pools. We barely even mention them, if at all. We just try to bring information, stuff about the day-to-day of Cardano, the projects, Catalyst, a bit of education, sometimes not even related to Cardano itself, but blockchain, decentralized finance, pretty much anything that comes around blockchain. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of a mission, I'm the Argentinian side of the channel. We have people from El Salvador, from Honduras, but she's living in the States, from Colombia, and we try to keep it open for everyone. We're not trying to sell, we're just trying to
give the information.
Yeah, just trying to share. Kind of like, yeah, it's the same as like what I try to do too. Just like it's not, I'm not selling me, I'm not selling you. We're sharing about what we're doing, right? Yeah. So
exactly. And I think has greater value, but sometimes it flies under the radar.
Sure.
Since we don't spend time from promoting this stuff, it kind of flies under the radar. And some people that I follow us, they actually say they like the stuff. So I don't know. I mean, maybe we can get an opportunity to bring more information and keep doing our work. One great thing is that all three of us who run a pool got the delegation from IOHK. We got the news today.
Yes,
so
yes.
That was
I
awesome.
shared that right before going to bed. Like, congratulations. Yeah, that's exciting.
That was awesome. I mean, I had such a rough last month with Ouroboros not giving any blocks. I was like, not for me, to be honest. I was like, I have more than 80 guys in the pool right now. I was like, okay, I kind of feel bad not being able to give them, their rewards. They have been super helpful, super understanding. And
they stay and they wait and they know it's going to grow.
So yeah,
it happened.
This news about IOHK supporting the pool, that was such a relief. That was great.
No, I completely understand.
The first thing I heard when I woke up was that. So the best way to start the day.
Yeah, I saw that and I like immediately shared it, and I was like congratulating all of my friends, like in all block caps. I was like, oh my god, it's so exciting.
It was awesome.
But yeah, I know what you mean about I know what you mean about feeling bad about the people who are in your pool, because it's like it's not like you have any control over it. We're at the complete mercy of the lottery, and it really is just all about luck, right? So I mean, I've had a little bit less than average luck on my pool as well, like the past 3 epochs. And so like, you have your estimated blocks that you're supposed to get, and then I always get like 3 to 4 less than that because of just how unlucky I was. I'm just like, sad face. Because like I don't really care too much about me. Like I'm not a greedy person. Like, but they're like you say, all these guys are in your pool and they're just cheering you on and they're being supportive, and I'm just like, I love you guys so much. I'm so sorry.
I'm like, okay guys, this is another dry epoch. Hopefully, next one will be better. We have a 50-50 chance. Let's keep it up. And next epoch comes and I'm like, oh God, not again. How am I gonna tell him now?
I tell them.
So she tells them. But yeah, I mean, this has been great news, and hopefully we can, start giving back to our delegators, for their trust, maybe, and most of all.
So what do you think about sorry, like, what do you think about the upcoming change to K1000? Do you think it will be helpful?
Yeah, I mean, right now we have over 1,500 pools, so 1,000, I think is a great idea.
Mm.
I'm not entirely sure about the how do you call it, the A parameter, the one that controls pledge, which
Yeah.
is something that some people have been talking about.
Mhm.
Apparently, there's gonna be some sort of tweaking around there, but
Mhm.
nothing set in stone.
Right.
I'm not really sure what's gonna happen with that, but I think that specifically K will be a good change. I mean, I'm
Mhm.
sure we're gonna be seeing some operators running their 10th or 20th pool,
Mhm.
but in general, I think it's gonna help push delegation to the smaller guys. Hopefully
Hopefully.
not. We don't see 50 pools belonging to a single guy
Mhm.
hogging all the resources. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's also part of the delegator's responsibility as well. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Part of our mission is to I don't want to say educate them, but let them know that they have their part by choosing who to delegate to. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And giving that much power or that much leverage to someone can be good.
Mhm.
So hopefully we'll see a change and more small pools get delegation and help decentralization. I know a great many guys that are part of the community and they're
Yeah.
not being able to sustain their pools, and it's kind of, I don't want to say sad, but it's gonna you know it will be great to have those guys on board for the long run,
Yeah.
and missing that talent, that capacity, that
Mhm.
knowledge, it's not good for the environment, for the
Right.
ecosystem as a
Yeah.
general. So yeah, hopefully we can support more of those, and grow all together.
Mhm. I mean, like if you see kind of like the messages that I write on my Twitter or whatever, like I'm always trying to promote the operators like yourself that are creating content that are helping develop the community. I always push them before myself, because it's like um
Appreciate that a lot.
because like I'm an operator too, but it's like I do this is what I do, but and it's not that I'm saying that it's nothing, but there are people who need more support. They need to be recognized. They're not given credit, and they just kind of get forgotten, and so like I try to like say, look at these guys over here, don't let them like slip away, they need attention.
That's
So
awesome.
um,
No, I
and then like
appreciate
with,
it because
mhm,
yeah, no, no. Sorry, what I was gonna say is that, um, like I said, I'm more of a techie guy.
mhm,
So going out and doing marketing and this kind of stuff is really not my thing.
mhm,
It's a
Um,
nerd.
but I try to help most on the behind the curtains.
mhm,
I've been helping guys set up their pools, securing them.
mhm.
A little bit of CSI with Frog yesterday to find out the stuff about the missing pledge.
That was
So
interesting.
most of
Oh
my,
my gosh.
yeah, that
Uh-huh.
was a soap opera. I don't know. I still don't know the exact same story, but
Mm.
it's crazy.
So the story
and
that I've put together so far with the inspection investigation that had been going on, um, it seemed to be, I mean, like we don't have to get into like drama, right? But it seemed to be like someone running a pool for someone else, and
Mhm.
the someone else supplying the pledge, of course, hiring this person to run their pool, and then what for whatever reason, the one person took that person's pledge. And then didn't really do it in a way to cover their tracks. And so it was not that difficult for, our awesome guys to find out what they did. Um, and I think they're in Italy, and I think that they're pressing
Yeah.
charges or something like that. But yeah, so it's pretty obvious what happened, and the person being accused, I think, is still denying it. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
He was today in the groups, in the Telegram groups for
Mhm,
operators, and even
mhm,
I think the Cardano official channel, like pointing fingers at each other.
yeah,
Not even the investor who actually lost the money, but the guy who ran it and the guy who's helping him.
right,
They're
right,
like, no, no,
yeah,
you stole it. No, you stole it.
yeah. So
They started
and
going
like
at each other
the
in
weird
Italian.
thing is that like a lot of people, I can't really do anything about it. They'll tag me in their photos, or they'll tag me in their post, I think, just to get the views, right?
Exposure.
But I didn't know what was going on, and I was like, I don't have any business with this thing. Why am I here? So I just kind of like left it alone. But yeah,
No,
that's really
thank you.
not what Cardano is, and it's really not reflective of our community at all. It's like, of course you're gonna have one-offs, and like there's bad people everywhere. You should always be like skeptical and like just verify for yourself. Don't trust everybody or anybody completely, right? But that's not what we are. That's not Cardano, so
Definitely not. No,
mhm.
definitely not.
So but
And there's
on
a saying in Spanish that goes, "Los trapos sucios se lavan en casa," which basically means dirty laundry gets washed at home.
mhm,
We don't
mhm.
we don't publish this to the
Yeah.
world. Hey,
Yeah. So in English, the phrase is airing out your dirty laundry, So same. It's like the same.
yeah,
Yeah.
same concept.
Mhm. So on that note, we'll flip it. We'll say we'll talk about positive. What are some positive experiences you've had in Cardano?
Plenty. I mean, to me, it has been mostly a journey of learning.
Mhm.
I love to learn. I mean, stuff that I like, computer stuff.
Mhm.
I really really care about it, and start digging and researching. I One of the most positive things that I can think of is that the people that I got to know because of Cardano. Not
Mhm.
only operators but also delegators. There have been so many awesome people around.
Mhm.
Supporting us from the very first day, and I don't know. It feels good to be part of this. As a project
Mhm.
as a whole.
Yeah, no, it's great to like see how much it's grown even in the short time that I've been here. I've only joined it since August, so right when Shelly started, and it's grown like significantly since then. And Goguen hasn't even come out yet, so just imagine like
Exactly.
what's gonna happen, right? So that's kind of crazy, like, and it's great. But I also read the past too, and people were criticizing the project because it didn't have a product, because it was so slow, but at the same time, look at it now. It's so strong and it's growing so fast because it had such a strong
Solid.
foundation.
Exactly.
So yeah.
That's the right way to do stuff. I mean, most of people don't really know how a software factory or a technological company works, or
Mhm.
the cycle of development. You can get good stuff one day to the other. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then we have stuff like what's happening with Ethereum. Which I don't want to get too much into that, but it's kind
Mhm.
of a labyrinth to go
Yeah.
from where they are to where they want to be.
Mhm.
And everything is just so solid right now with Cardano that that everything that will be coming out,
Mhm.
it's gonna be a working product, not something
Mhm.
that's gonna have to be patched here and there
Right.
every once in a while, because it works as it as you expect it to work.
Mhm. I was reading something, and it's interesting that you phrase it just like that, because it's like, I don't know where I read it. Maybe it was something from Charles or something from somewhere else, but it was like, that's why Apple works so well, the Apple company, because it just works and people trust that it just works. It integrates so well with all of the things. And so there's no patching, there's no fixing it on the back end. It's there. The platform works. So
Yeah,
that's why they're successful. So
I'm more of an Android guy myself, but yeah, I
me
mean,
too. Like,
Apple
I'm not
can
an Apple
follow.
fan, but I have to give it credit. It does work. So it's
Definitely.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
so, um, but yeah, I don't know if I asked you like what was the story behind why you named your pool Topo?
Okay, it's actually
The kids game.
Okay.
all right. So here's the thing. I'm a geek, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I play video games. I used to play a lot more when I was single. A lot, not so much less when I was with her. But once the kids came and
Yeah.
everything, I kind of put that on a back burner.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, every once in a while we get together with some friends. We play online. We play some FIFA or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. See, Call of Duty, whatever. The thing is, in FIFA, we play a game mode where every one of us handles a single player, right? So you create your player, and my player name was actually, as a joke, named Topo, because they were messing around. The guys were messing around that I was playing for the other team, and topo means mole, right? Like a spy,
like a spy.
an infiltrated. So yeah, you're the topo. You're playing for them, and it stuck. And the day I launched the pool, I was actually thinking about a name, and we were playing with a group of friends. They were like, "Yeah, we should name it the pool of topo." It kind of stuck, and you just roll with it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a catchy name,
me.
and you have a little cute mascot, little icon. Yeah.
A little topo.
Yeah.
It kind of fits me because I'm very, I like to stay at home, and I like to go out, but
you're just more introverted. Like I'm also
yeah.
introverted. Like I could be home and be happy. Like I don't need to go outside and party.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
he would like to go to make society, to the society, but he loved to travel, take the car and go.
Yep.
Whatever.
If you say let's go to the top of the mountain, I'll go. No questions.
Yeah.
But if
so
you tell
like
me we're gonna have to go to a brunch or whatever,
exactly.
I go.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
too much
I think a lot of people confuse like introverts and extroverts, and it doesn't actually mean physically stay at home. It just means the type of interactions you enjoy, right? And so like for me, going outside, going to these like clubs, like my friends want to go to clubs all the time, or they want to do these dinner parties, and I'm like, I would rather have like 2 people that I hang out with rather than like 20 people that I hang out with at the same time, right? I get overwhelmed. I'm fine with going outside. I love going outside, like you say, in nature or traveling, So being around people when I'm traveling, that doesn't bother me. It's about the social engagement and just having too much at one time. Like I just like being more.
I overload.
Yeah. Exactly.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm in the same boat right there. And she's the opposite. She loves to hang out with people. Like I said, 2 sides of a coin.
Yeah. But then like people also they will tell me like, well, you do so well when you're outside, and you can talk really well, and you're so energetic, and I say that's fine. And I don't want to say like I'm pretending, but like when I'm in the environment, you're there, so you might as well make the most of it, right? So I'm talking to people, I'm having fun or whatever, but when I come home, I'm totally exhausted, like completely drained, so it's like it takes me a while to recover because it's just not my happy place, so
and don't get me wrong, I don't want to say a lot, but I have plenty of friends that I consider my friends. I care about them, I love them, but I just like to spend some time alone too. You know what I'm saying? I want to stay at home with my kids, watch a movie, and we'll get together eventually.
Yeah.
With the quarantine, forget about it. This year was perfect for us. Just stay here.
In my little cave, my little topo cave.
In the mole cave.
In the topo cave.
Yeah. It's very good for him because he started to create or to look for something, a project for him. He always been working independence with his company and have the time and the place and nobody around listening music in the office and asking for things, It's let him room for thinking something else and creating,
Yeah.
And it's good because he's happy, he likes it. He's here hours and hours, but he's laughing and I listen to him, and he's talking with people, and so I'm happy of him, for us, because if he's happy, we all are happy, It's like that.
Yep.
So good, very good.
So,
I try.
So for your pool and for your for you personally, what do you want to see for the future of your pool? Like, do you have something that you want to do with your pool?
Right. The pool is actually, like I said, a cool project for me. Well, this is my cat, one of them. This is mine, actually. She has her own.
She has hers.
But this is the cool one. This is the cool one. And his name is Obi Cat Kenobi.
Oh my gosh.
Like the Jedi, Obi Cat Kenobi. This is my boy. But you need to wait down. Sorry. Okay. So what was the question again? Where do I want to see the pool?
Yeah, like what do you want
So
to do with your pool? Like if you want to tell the community like about what your like desire for the pool is as far as like contributions towards Cardano or the ecosystem, like what do you think that is?
right. I mean, running the pool on one side, is my own way of giving my little granito de arena, my little grain of sand to the project. But it's not only that. I mean, I don't want to get rich or anything with a pool. I mean, I run my pool for half of the time for 0% margin. Now it's 1%, and it barely covers my costs. I'm paying out of pocket actually. So I don't really mind as long as the pool can support itself. I'm happy with it. I'm happy supporting it and playing around with it. But it's not just about that. But because I mean, I have a lot of servers laying around, and I have a few machines in testnet. So I like to play with stuff, and they come out with native tokens. So I launch a Launchpad node and start playing with it and sending tokens. So I don't know. They're thinking about doing something with metadata. So I get around and start playing with it just for fun. Right now, to be honest, I don't have enough time to dedicate myself fully to. I had quite a few ideas. I wanted to build an explorer, for example, for Cardano. I got into DB Sync and I was playing with it. Was learning React, and that was totally new for me actually, React. So I started learning and this and that, but then again, I have the day job, I have the family, I have to take care of the pool. So, and there's so many hours in the day, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. No, I know.
So in the end, you need to do some choices, and yeah. So if eventually, I have my own pledge, I don't depend on the pool. What I would really like to do is be able to retire in a couple of years, not have to worry about working, a day job, on a daily basis, but run a pool and be able to support my family while I have fun and be able to build the stuff and create stuff. I really like it, but I'm just missing the time, So hopefully, the entire project keeps growing. In a few years, I can I can get there.
And use all your time in what you want.
Yes.
That will be one way of putting it. Yes.
So when you're talking to new people, because there will be a lot of new people coming into the project now that it's kind of gaining popularity and things like that, what is your advice for them if they want to become a stake pool operator, or would you advise them to like just stay being a delegator and contribute that way? Like, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I think that this is an opportunity for all to learn. There's no limit at all, no age, no limit of any sort. So if you really want to learn, then the first thing I suggest is get a pool and testnet, so you don't actually risk your funds. And once they start playing around, they pretty much know if they want to keep doing it or if it's over their head. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I help a couple of guys. One of them was had a technical background. The other one, not at all. He's an oil engineer. So never touch Linux, and we set him up using your manager. It's a graphical interface, so it's super easy to use. That's some fine piece of work by Andrew. Really.
Yeah,
And,
no,
yeah.
it looks really nice. So I didn't have to get into that one, but I know a few operators who use it and it looks really nice.
Yeah, and it works great. I mean, I'm a CLI guy, so I like typing my own stuff and writing my own scripts. But your manager really works very well. And for people that doesn't have that much experience with servers and Linux, I mean, it's a great tool. So he's been running his pool, he's been minting block, he's super happy. And yeah, I mean, the first thing I would say is are you running this to, make money? Are you running it for fun? Are you running it for because you like the project and want to support it?
Right.
And depending on those answers, you can have a, pretty much an idea of what you can tell them. If they're running it for fun, to test net or mount your pool, but don't expect to get any delegation unless you put some time and effort on it.
Yeah.
And that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in general, I encourage them. If people ask, I mean, will I be able to make money? Well, it depends on what kind of marketing you do, and that's definitely not my forte. So you need to ask someone else.
Yeah. No, like even me, like I'm not marketing. I'm just trying to be involved in the community, right? And so people kind of misinterpret that for marketing. But like I have to find balances too. Like I can't put all of my time into this or into the project because I have work and I have the kids and I have, it's the same as you, right? So
Yeah.
but it's like, but I still love the project and I still want to support it and I want to do my part. So and one of my parts is doing this, like showing smaller members of the community or answering all those frequently asked questions. So like one of the frequently asked questions that I see all the time, especially in the official forums, is what pool should I delegate to? It's just like, how are you supposed to
Classic.
answer that question in the official channels when you can't even talk about your own pool? You can't talk about other pools. Like it's, for lack of a better word, it is censored some, so you have all these like tangent forums that have popped up where you can talk about it, but in the official channels where people go to get information, they ask, what pool should I delegate to? And you can't say anything to them, so that's really
It's a super
frustrating.
broad question. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what star should I pick? I don't know.
Yeah. So
Choose one.
like, so first, like, what would your answer be to them? If you can't talk about your pool, you can't talk about other pools, like what would be the general answer that you would advise someone when they say, what pool should I pick?
Well, I actually answer that question a lot
Me
too.
too.
And one of the main Spanish groups in Telegram, it has almost 3,000 subscribers. I'm actually an admin of that channel. So I answer questions pretty regularly. One of the most common is exactly that. ¿Con quién delego? Who should I delegate to? And the answer is pretty much all the same always, right? We give them a little, I mean, we point them to stuff to read, obviously. Do your own research. Don't just trust anyone. That's number one rule, right? But in the usual answer goes around, okay, so you can pick a large pool or a small pool, as long as it's not saturated and it's minting their assigned slots, you're good. Thing is, larger pool, bit, lower rewards, but more stable, and smaller pool, sporadic. It's a lottery. You can make a lot of rewards on an epoch and then spend 5-10 epochs without anything. So take your pick. If you are going long, you're holding on for the long run, just go with the small one. You'll support them, you'll get your rewards, and you don't have to worry about saturation. That's more or less the speech.
Yeah, mine is pretty similar, with like little tiny tweaks. Like I usually end up saying, like, because of the small versus large pool, I'll say it doesn't matter, because if you're staking in the pool, you're going to get your 5 to 6% at the end of the year, whether it's one block every 3 epochs or consistent rewards every epoch. It's going to be 5%. But it's like what you said, you're going to get a little bit lower with the larger pool and you're going to get higher with the sporadic pool, but it's because of the average, so
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, I missed that part, but it's part of the answer as well.
Yes.
5 to 6%. That's the average. And people ask, how should I pick a pool? Do I
Right.
just look at return? I'm like, I mean, if you have a pool with 10% return, and most pools average around the 5 to 6 percent, I don't know. I mean, 10 is gonna have to eventually balance out to 5 or closer. So a 10% return today might mean a 2% return tomorrow, and in the end you get the 5. So I wouldn't really look at a return, but I would go a little beyond that and check if the pool actually gets its blocks. You know, if it means there are assigned slots or it's missing like crazy, and what kind of operator it has. You know, try to go a little bit deeper. Don't just look at the numbers and do blind pick. You know what I'm saying?
When you're telling people to go look at the numbers, where are you suggesting that they go look?
Mostly pool tool and ADA pools.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main ones, and mobile Pegasus. So pool
Yeah.
tool.
So when I have
Those guys are really doing a great job with their stuff.
yeah. So Pool Tool is doing really great. I think that their interface is getting really condensed. And so I have also people ask me questions, where do I find this in Pool Tool? You know, like for us, it's almost like second nature because we know exactly where everything is, but there's lots of tabs now and there's lots of numbers and they don't know what all of these numbers and tabs mean or where to go. So like they say, like, where can I go to see my rewards? And I'm like, oh, you just go to Pool Tool. That means nothing to them. Like I have to,
so, where in Pool Tool?
Right. So I have to walk them through like the whole process. But then once you do it one time, then they're okay. But it's like these little things that we kind of take for granted that the new people, they don't know. So that's why like I do go to the forums and I answer their questions for them and you too, you know. So because they need to know and learn just like we did, you know. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, I started with help desk. So at one time I was supporting a 350 people company all by myself. So I was the entire day on the phone talking to people, you know, solving issues, and that's been most of my work life, right? Solving somebody else's issues. Right now, I'm focusing a bit more on my stuff and you know, building something that I actually like and care about. I mean, my company, I've been with them for what, 13 years now. Okay, and it's been a journey. I really care about you know, my colleagues, my boss. My boss is one of my best friends actually. So you know, it's kind of a family, but it's different to have a project of your own. You know, something that you can. I know I can work at right now. I don't depend on pretty much. I mean, I depend on my delegators, you know what I'm saying? But to actually work on my stuff, I can just, you know, shut the door and start working.
There's a phrase that says you can work for your dreams or for somebody else's dreams. So he's now going for his dreams. That's
trying at least.
Good. No, it's gonna pay off. So just like I want you to stay around. I want you to be here. So you have my support and like just let me know if you need to talk, you know, I'm here. But yeah, like I said, I want to support the people who are building the community because like if they go away, then what happens to our structure? You know, what happens to what building for the future? Like they need us, but they don't know why, you know, the delegators. And then like Cardano doesn't really do a lot of good marketing for themselves yet. IOG is working on it. Cardano Foundation's working on it, but working on it is not now. So we need to help each other now, you know? So.
Right. No, and I agree totally. I mean, there's, like I said, a lot of talent that, you know, we should work to retain. You know what I'm saying? It's like a company. I mean, you have good employees, you have bad employees. You need to, you know, look out for those special ones and try to keep them. And I try to support. I mean, I don't have a lot of stake. I don't have a lot of exposition, but whatever I can do to help, I do. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is that most of the people I help build their pools are actually minting blocks regularly, and they're like, okay, what is happening? I mean, why are you not making blocks? I'm like, I don't know.
So yeah, no, I totally understand. I mean, I went through, of course, this was back in August when the D parameter was much higher, so the available slots were much less. But I went through a long period without getting a block, and everybody was like, "Is there something wrong with your pool? Like, what's wrong with you?" I'm like, nothing's wrong that I know of, you know.
And back then you didn't have leader locks, so you couldn't really tell for sure.
Yes. I mean, like, I was really skeptical of leader logs because I was just like, I don't know if it's a good thing. Like, should I trust it? But actually, it's been a really a relief, like just to kind of know, you know. So and then
helpful.
I had people who were in testnet, because I was never in a testnet, say that they had leader logs, and why don't we have the leader logs, you know? And then like the only criticism that I have of the whole stake pool building process is there is no way of knowing if you're configured properly. There should be some sort of like test, like go run through it, give like a test block or something, you know, as your first one, just to make sure that you can and that you're configured properly and not just sitting there and something's wrong, you know.
And
So
waiting for something to happen to
Mhm.
actually
Yeah.
confirm or deny your
Just some sort
your
of confirmation, some sort of green light that you're doing it, that it's okay, that you're just waiting for your block. But right now there's nothing. You just have to wait.
Yeah, no. One of the guys actually asked me, I mean, what can I do besides waiting for a block? I was like, okay, go to testnet, set up a pool there, exactly the same as the one you have right now,
Mhm.
and give it a couple weeks. If you start minting like crazy, because in testnet you get 100 million
Mhm.
ADA for testing, so it's pretty guaranteed that you're gonna get a whole bunch of blocks.
Mhm.
So if you start minting, you're good. If you're
Mhm.
not, worry.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what it is.
Pretty much in a nutshell, right? So, but yeah, you guys, it was really great talking to you. I learned a lot about you and about your dynamic and your pool. And so like, mhm,
Oh, you met my cat.
your cat, you know, I met Mr. Kobe. Yeah.
Obi cat,
Mhm. No.
That's the coolest name for a cat ever.
No, mine is Kankie's cat. Not Kankie's cat. It's Kankie's cat.
Mhm. Oh, you guys are so fun. So
Yeah.
that's so great. But yes, so yeah, like I said, it's really great meeting you. Really great talking with you, and I hope that the community loves you as much as I do. And thank you for all of your support and contributions towards, you know, Cardano. Like I think you guys are doing fantastic. So
Thank you for having us, for inviting us, for taking the time to know us. Actually means a lot, and we are really grateful and appreciate the support given by the entire community,
Mhm.
because it's been crazy how many messages we have got when we said, well, we're kind of struggling, and it kind of feels good.
Yeah.
And I really want to thank everyone from our spot here at the corner of the world down here in Argentina. We thank you.
Yeah, they're really nice.
No, I love the community. I mean, like you saw a couple of times where, you know, you rally and then they all come through. I mean, like I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not into other crypto projects, but I think this one's pretty special, you know. So but yeah, I
I
know.
concur.
Mhm.
Definitely.
So I know it's getting late for you because you're 12 hours ahead of me, so I will let you guys go to bed. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye guys.
Take care.